Even after all this time, some of you Gojo fans really won't accept the fact that our golden boy is dead. Listen, it's okay. The first step of grief is acceptance. Your white-haired king died. Yes, he will go down as probably the greatest sorcerer to ever live. You may even ask, weren't you just a Gojo lover not too long ago? And my response is, of course, I absolutely was. But I came to terms with this a long time ago. I was even a part of the crew that said Gojo could beat the high-end era version of Sukuna without Mahoraga. And I wanted to go back on my take and say that I was very wrong. Sukuna was gonna win no matter what. Whether he had Mahoraga or not, he was going to find a way around infinity. As you saw with the gauntlet, this dude was written to be Thanos-like. So use your imagination. I keep seeing threads on Reddit about this, but the one that triggered me was a hot take by Zen Emotive, saying Gojo could have revived himself, but decided to let go. When I tell you, I became instantly furious because the amount of coping is insane. But let's hear him out. End quote. I genuinely believe that Gojo could have sacrificed part of his limitless to come back through a binding vow. He's comparable to Sukuna. There's no reason he couldn't have pulled one out on the brink of death if he had the capacity to learn RCT in the same state as a teenager. Gojo, however, decided to pass on and die a martyr so that his students could take over the reins. This is backed up by Gojo saying, "Now I'm hoping this isn't a dream," as he finds satisfaction in being reunited with his friend in the afterlife. Here's the thing, I used to think he could have RCT'd himself back to life, but what I really think happened was he didn't know that he died. Let me explain. After the slash, a chapter is dedicated to him going north or south, but I believe that his only real option was to go north, meaning he died. The cut traveled through space-time, which means he didn't even know he was hit. That's how fast the cut was, and since his body was dismembered into half, there's no time to even use RCT because he wasn't even conscious. The only reason why he had an awakening with Toji was because he tasted death. He was on the brink of dying, but not dead yet. However, this was instantaneous. So, no, there was no coming back using RCT or any other ass pull. Unless someone had a curse technique that could bring people back to life, he was done for. Let's just let it go. Listen, man, I cope too. He will forever live in our hearts forever, but it's okay. He served his purpose in the story. Gege Akutami. Why would you do this? Why? Now there are gonna be so many more videos of why Gojo is stronger than Sukuna. You literally... You know what? Calm down. I'm okay. But if you didn't know, Gege Akutami recently did an interview where he talks about the Gojo and Sukuna fight, and this is what he said in quotations. If it had been the usual Gojo, he probably would have sent something and at least dodged the fatal blow. So the world slash could be dodged and avoided, but Gojo got cut by Sukuna because he let his guard down. The slash that hit Gojo happened right after he said, "This is Gojo's win." I think he let his guard down after defeating Mahoraga. At that point, he believed Sukuna had no way to counter Limitless anymore. And this is direct words from Gege Akutami. Gege, you want me to hurt myself. I can't even. Let me take a break. Let me calm down. And Gege, what do you mean I think he let his guard down? You wrote the story. What do you mean I think? No, it's what happened. Gege, why would you assassinate Gojo's character? Like, literally, Gojo is seemed to be cocky, but he's not super arrogant like some other guys. He's cocky, but in a very toned down way. So, are you saying that the dude who now Gojo sees as his rival, true and true, because he didn't really see Toji as his rival because Toji kind of planned to kill him in a way where he didn't want to fight Gojo straight up, but more so blindside him. Sukuna is the first person to fight him straight up, no ifs, buts, and about it. No weak moves, no pulling out bullshit, like straight up hands-to-hand combat and really fight him to the death. Are you telling me that he looked at the King of Curses and said, "Oh, he has no counter for anything else I do," knowing damn well this dude literally has pulled out so many abilities even throughout their fight that Gojo was learning in real time about new abilities. Are you saying that Gojo literally let his guard down against his most powerful enemy yet? I don't believe this at all. You should have just let him go when he did the North and South and say that he didn't see it coming because it cut through space-time. That makes sense, and even though I hated it at first, I learned to agree with it. Now you have opened up the floodgates for Gojo stans to go completely berserk. You shook my timeline in ways I didn't even think were imaginable, but you have a way of just constantly doing that over and over again, and that's why I can't even be mad at you. Like, you just know how to cause chaos in a good way. Literally, my timeline has been flooded. I made this video before completely bashing Gojo stans and how they wouldn't leave this alone even after all this time. And now I look like an absolute hater. And you know what? I'll take it. And you find a way somehow to just destroy Gojo's character more and more even after his death. Until this day, this man Gojo is the most talked about character in all of Jujutsu Kaisen and maybe even anime, and he wasn't even the main protagonist, neither the main antagonist. Like, Gege, I don't even know what to say anymore. I quit. Really, I quit.